I want to welcome you into Tyne Davis Gymnasium here on the campus of Faulkner University as we get ready for the season opener tonight between Faulkner, the number 11 team in the country, and the Huntingdon College Hawks in a good old-fashioned Gump, rumble in the Gump fight. Grayson Plunkett on the call here along with David Turner. And David, it's been a while since we've seen Faulkner in action, hasn't it?
It has. Last time these Eagles were on the basketball court, it wasn't a very pretty thing in the national tournament in the round of 16 against the eventual national champion. I think we should at least note that in the Wolfpack from Loyola, familiar conference foe to the Eagles. But here we are, October. Still feels a little weird to be starting in October, but anyway, here we are starting a season again with the crosstown rivalry, as you just mentioned, with a team that is ranked, as you said, number 11 coming into this preseason poll, the highest ranking that the Eagles have had, I believe, since 2016 coming into the season.
You're exactly right there, and it's well-deserved because you look at, for Faulkner, who all has come back. I mean, they just go ahead and just list the names off. Trace Hill came back. C.J. Hines, of course, first team SSAC last year, All-American. You had Derek Donegan coming back. You have Isaiah Brooks, who last year played his first organized basketball since high school. He was here on the baseball team for a number of years, came on the court this time around and really shined, was really a big bright spot for this team.
He really was. He played out of position just about all year long. He played the 5 for this team at 6'4". So he's played out of position, but with his incredible leaping ability and his incredible athleticism, he really provided a huge spark at that position for Scott Sanderson and this team just by the things that he did. He played sound defense. He did a lot of the little things for this team, did Isaiah Brooks, that matter so much over the course of a basketball game. And you said after nearly 4 years off the basketball court coming in, it's going to be fascinating to see what his growth and his development is this year after getting his legs, as it were, back under him last year.
Yeah, when you get a full off season up under your belt, I mean, you got to think the development has definitely grown a lot, especially since leaving that round of 16 in Kansas City, with that bad taste in your mouth against Loyola. And you have to think that this is a team with all their with like 4 starters coming back.
4 starters, right.
4 starters coming back. You got to think that this is a team that could make a run to Kansas City, go past the round, not just into the round of 16, but go past that and possibly have a national title in their sights.
This is very much a team and a roster that has their eyes on Kansas City, no doubt about it. Coming into this season, they feel like they have that ability, they have that team, they have the roster and makeup to get right back to at least where they were last year. As you talked about it a little bit, the number of players coming back that played such pivotal roles for this team is fantastic for Coach Sanderson and the staff coming in with the experience that they have, which a lot of times in college basketball nowadays is a rarity.
You see, you look at some of the bigger schools, like, for example, like a Kentucky,
right.
They always have to start back with, like, a new group of, like, freshmen and sophomores. It's always rare to see, like, fifth-year players or – in COVID's case, we don't know. They could be 6-year players, 7th-year players. Heck, some of these guys could be here on their 10th year. Who knows when it comes to COVID.
The interesting thing is really going to be, okay, we've got these guys that we know are coming back. What do we do to fill those holes that are left by guys who are pivotal to this team last year, like a Jalen Perry?
Yes.
A guy who came in here theoretically to be that super sub role, play starters minutes off the bench, play possibly the 1 through 3 for this team, and provide any and everything off the bench for this team who, because of injury, forced into the starting lineup, has to play an inordinate amount of minutes, was second on the team in minutes last year at nearly 35 minutes a game, led the team in scoring at 18 points per game, provided incredible defense. Several times he had 7, 8, 9 rebounds from that two-guard spot. Provided just so much leadership for this team and energy. And his physicality was really second to none on this roster. It's going to be interesting how can they replace a guy like Jalen Perry and some of these other guys who were big for them. And Austin Rogers is another one of those guys no longer with us. He was injured a huge chunk of last year, but his work and his leadership in that locker room provided a lot for this team. So there's holes to fill, no doubt. And it's going to be a big question is how we see that shape and go into the first month or so of the season.
And of course, like you look at this first month for the Eagles. I mean, it's no cakewalk. I mean, you got to play Stillman on the road. You play Dega, who was your only home loss last year, if I'm not mistaken. And and again, this team picked number 1 in the conference, picked to win it all, but just some of those early just matchups are just going to be it's going to be interesting to see like how that team builds around, some of these 4 starters as well and filling in some of those holes. And speaking of some of those starters, David, one guy especially, the guy who wears number 1, he's number 1 on the court and number 1 in your heart, Trace Hill. Of course, stellar career, always been a guy who's become more and more productive as the years have gone on, and last year was probably his best year. He's 94 points away from hitting 1,000. I mean, what else can you say about this guy who really goes from having to be that guy who was like Mr. Reliable and the guy you always put as like, okay, best player on the team, their best scorer, Trace, go ahead and take him.
Yeah.
Now you see him grown into it more of like a leader and a pivotal part of the offense too.
He is, and Trace has always been a guy who can go get you points when need be. Throughout the course of his career that we've seen. But what we've really seen about Trace is, like you said, the leadership. He's that quiet kind of leader that's
very quiet
behind the scenes that these guys respect, and they look at and they see him doing the little things, and they see that and they work just as hard as he is. And so he's a great influence on this locker room. He's a great kid to have around on this campus. And looking forward to what this year holds for him. Like you said, 94 points away from 1,000 for his career, and the development that he had last year, and you said it, defensively, man, he night in, night out. We remember last year in this gym against the number 1 team in the nation, Loyola coming in. All right, Zach Reitzel, that's your man, Trace. And he played him incredibly well all night long. A 6'8", All-American, played by Trace Hill, a 6'4" guard.
Yeah.
And he didn't – Zach Reitzel is going to go get points, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and rebounds.
Yeah, but he played him incredibly tough and made him work for every single thing that he got. So those are the things that are so important and that you see from him every single time he's on this court.
Yeah, and again, that defensive performance he had against Reitzel again, All-American, I believe was a National Player of the Year as well.
He was.
Also, and then
and now playing at Marquette, by the way. So
yeah, playing at Marquette, where he's going to try and go for another championship.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like we talk about guys developing as well, C.J. Hines, a guy who, I mean, what else can you say? Like, we saw him going through, and again, a big shout out to Leslie McKee. We want to give him a shout out to D. Murph and his roommate C.J. Hines, big fans. Big love from the gang from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Already getting some shout outs here.
Already getting some shout outs. But again, with C.J., it's like freshman year, we saw what he could be.
Yeah.
We saw all the potential come out. And then last year, with injuries, he had to be moved around from being – because he's a natural 2, but
right.
You have to move him to being the 1. But my goodness, did he just thrive in that position.
He really did. I mean, when you begin just to look at his numbers from last year, 17 points a game, nearly 6 rebounds a game, 128 assists on the season. had an incredible true sophomore season, and it's going to be so interesting to see what this third year looks like with him within this offense, and technically still being listed as a sophomore now, class-wise. So, he's going to be a key cog for the Eagles here in this season, and what they do offensively.
Exactly, and of course, again, test against the D3 team here in Huntingdon. Of course, Huntingdon bringing back some starters as well. A lot of key players coming back with Nate Johns, Sam Page, Max Gardner, Quan Hawkins, all returning, and all of them also starting as well today. It'll be interesting to see how this team comes out. So we're now about 8:30 away from tip, and we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll of course have the anthem, player introductions, and then of course we'll tip off for the 2022-2023 season. This is Faulkner basketball here on FSN. We welcome you back into Time Dave's Gymnasium as we get ready for these games. Player introductions underway. As you can clearly hear the raucous crowd as they bring out the starters. The side of Huntingdon would be number 1, Daquan Hawkins. Number 2, Max Gardner. Number 3, Nate Johns. Number 4, Sam Page. And number 11, Reese Harden is your starters for Huntingdon. David, who's on the side of Faulkner?
For the Eagles starting here tonight, it is going to be number 1, Trace Hill, the senior guard from Hartselle, Alabama. Number 3, C.J. Hines, the 6'3 guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Number 5, Jonathan Garcia, the 5'11 sophomore guard, transferring in from Clint, Texas. Number 10, Derek Donegan, the 6'5 forward from Atlanta, Georgia. And finally, number 11, Isaiah Brooks, the 6'4 big man, if you want to call him that, out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Look, he plays bigger than
he does. He absolutely does.
So those are your starters for both teams. Faulkner breaking out the blues tonight. Blue jerseys with white numbers. Faulkner on the front, the black outline on the numbers. Then Huntingdon wearing the red jerseys, gray numbers, surprisingly enough. I haven't really seen that one before. The white outline and the script Huntingdon on the front.
That will be difficult to read on the other end of the floor in some situations.
Yeah, and my eyesight's already terrible enough as it is, so as we're in a bit of a delay as Faulkner, of course, to hype up each other before the game, the last player doing warm-ups does a dunk, and he broke the clock on the top of the scoreboard. Or, excuse me, on the backboard, pardon me. So
they're working to get that repaired. They've at least got it back together.
All right, so can we just put a no dunking sign just on the – there we go.
It works.
It works. We don't know for how long, but it works. As the crowd cheers, and now we get it back up as it was assistant coach Jake Mitchell, manager Caleb Bain, and volunteer assistant or student assistant Grant Sanderson, all working feverishly to get everything going and underway. And now the clock is ready to go. Both teams meet at center court. Or never mind. So I guess it was a technical on Faulkner for the delay. So Huntingdon will shoot the technical free throws here. So it'll be Sam Page. His first one rattles out. Page last year was a 61% from the line. And now that the technical shots are over, now we're gonna do the tip off.
Now we'll do jump ball as they were going back to inbound the ball for Huntingdon.
Not yet. We still got to go by tradition here, dang it. And Brooks wins it for Faulkner, and Garcia gets it over to Hines, and he'll bring it up the floor. Hines sends it over to Brooks, back over to Hill in the corner. Back in, looking inside to Hines, picks it up. Back out to Hill, back out to Brooks. Brooks going to drive inside up for the layup. No good. Rebound by Huntingdon, by Johns. Get it over to Hawkins. Pass back over to Gardner. Back over to Page. Back over, wide open Gardner. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound by Hines. He'll push it up the floor. He's got Garcia. Finds him. He's going to dribble back around over to Hill in the corner, who was open. Went to Brooks, back over to Garcia, and he'll get over to Hines, and they'll reset. Pass goes back over to Garcia, back over to Brooks. Outside to Hines, fakes the three, doesn't like it. Back over to Brooks for three. Airballs it. Rebound by Hawkins. He'll bring it up the floor quick. He got double team down inside, and can they force the turnover? Great effort by Garcia, but it'll stay Huntington's ball.
Was great effort by Garcia, and we saw good ball movement on that end of the floor for the Eagles, just not able to hit an open shot was Isaiah Brooks.
Yeah, I saw him when I walk through here sometimes on my way to class. I see him working on that three-point shot, trying to add that back into his repertoire. There's good defense there by Donegan. And it's going to cause Huntington to reset. Hawkins makes the call. Gets the screen back inside. Nice. Gardner.
That was a great backdoor cut by Gardner, and he finds him right on the cut. Gets by Trace Hill. He's up, looking up top. Easy layup there for Gardner to give the Hawks the first lead and points here of the ball game.
And Hines brought up. Garcia back inside the Brooks. That one goes off the rim. Rebound for the Hawks there as Gardner brings it back up the floor. Hill's on him. Pass back over to, I believe that is Page. Back over to Hawkins. Hawkins getting covered by double team now by Donegan and Hines. Pull-up jumper here. Rolls in. That's Nate Johns on the shot. And Hines going to just push it up the floor quickly now. And that one's going to get tipped out of bounds. It'll stay on Faulkner. So far, Faulkner just having trouble getting an open shot. This pass goes over to Hines. Hines thinks about it. Finds Garcia, who was open. Picks up for the jumper. No good. Rebound there will be by Page. And then that was tipped out of bounds by Garcia. It'll stay Huntington basketball.
Nice job by Garcia, just tipping that out of bounds, allowing the Eagles to get back set up defensively and make Huntington have to work here to get a shot.
Page gets the ball, passed over to Gardner, nearly lost it. Picked back up. Oh, Gardner just crossed uphill, and wow. What a lay in there from Gardner. Just got Trace Hill out of his shoes there for me. You don't see that often. As pass goes over to Brooks, back over to Garcia, Hines, Hill, Brooks, back over to Donegan, back over to Hines. Hines finds Trace Hill wide open in the corner for three. Just rattles out. Rebound by Gardner. Hawkins going to bring it up the floor quick. Makes the call. Pass from Gardner over to Johns. Guarded by Brooks. Back out over to Page. Gardner back over to Hawkins. He's going to looked like it was about to be double teamed. Back out over to Gardner. Garcia guarding him. Pass back inside. And the lay in there to Reese Harden.
Good pass inside. Eagles just a little slow there defensively inside. Not able to close out and gives up now 8-point run here to start this game for the Hawks.
Hines trying to break it. No good. Rebound. That was by Hawkins. Daquan Hawkins bringing up the floor now. He'll just drive it. No, back out to Gardner in the corner. Nothing going. Going to pass it back out. Nice fake there. Harden one-on-one with Donegan. It's a mismatch. Layup. No good. Rebound by Brooks. It's the fast break. Eagles with the advantage. Hines. Layup. No good. They're going to call.
He's fouled on the shot, so he'll get 2 free throws. Foul is on number 1, Daquan Hawkins.
And they call him for a block. And we'll get the first subs for both teams here as checking in will be Garmendia, number 15, and a new player for Faulkner, number 33, Elijah Jones. The transfer from Middle Georgia on the side of the Eagles. Huntington, looks like we'll get you those players in a minute here. Pass out to Garmendia. He's going to pull up already. No good. Rebound by Gardner, and they're going to call
defensive foul on that end. Foul is on number 40 of Huntington. That is Chase Dumas, the 6'6 sophomore from right here in Montgomery, Alabama.
So that gives Faulkner another breath of life, trying to again break the 8-0 run. Garmendia looks to find Garcia, gets it to him. Gets it over to Hines. Hines off the screen from Hill. Hill was open there, but Hines couldn't get it to him. Hines gets it in the corner from Garmendia. No good. Rebound by anybody. It's a fight for the ball. It's a rugby scrum, and Dumas is the one that picks it back up, and he'll bring it up the floor quickly.
Good tip from behind by Hines. Starts the transition the other way.
And Garmendia gets it back over to Hines. Hines going to drive it back out to Garmendia. Looks for Garcia. He's going to drive it. Goes for the floater. In and
charge. Looks like they're going to get the charge there on Garcia.
So what would have been Faulkner's first points of the game negated by the charge foul. So Huntingdon will get the ball back. Will be inbound here shortly. The double team here on Gardner was what to look for.
Full court press now by the Eagles here. Give Huntingdon a different look.
Nice shot there from Dumas, no good. Eagles going to bring up the floor quickly now. Garcia going to drive it, pass back out to a wide armor Garmindia in the corner. No good. And then rebound will be by Page.
0 of 8 now from the field, or 0 of 9 rather, are the Eagles from the field. And this is a team last year that shot on the entire season nearly 48% from the floor.
Yeah, now again, not the best way you want to start out so far. So some quick substitutions here for Huntingdon. Number 12.
Number 12 is Rashawn Knox.
Rashawn Knox is in, and Caleb Boone also has come in as well. So Hill's going to drive it inside, trying to get something going. I think they said it was tipped out by Goolsby. Never mind, they're going to call a foul.
Get the foul.
So Hill will be on the line shooting 2.
Foul was on number 20, Tate Goolsby.
And Hill last year from the line, about 75 or 76%. I'll go ahead and round it off. So 76%, very reliable shooter from the charity strike.
Hill puts the Eagles on the board for the first time this season, but just with 1.
So it's 8-1 your score. Pass goes over to Austin Linville. Pass goes out to Goolsby. He's looking for anybody, and finds Boone. Pass goes back to Knox. Garmindia did a good job picking it out.
He's going to get a push on number 12, Rashawn Knox. So the ball will be a turnover for their Huntingdon.
And Isaiah Brooks waiting to come in, and he will. So Brooks will inbound it to Hines here. Hines will get the ball coming up the floor. Pass goes over to Hill. Back out over to Hines. The screen from Brooks. Brooks going to try and drive it. Finds Garcia in the corner for 3. No good. Rebound by Jones, and he gets his first points as an Eagle. And now the quick press here on the side of Faulkner. Jones going to be on Boone there. As he brought up the floor from Knox. And Garcia playing tough defense here. Pass back out over to Boone for 3. No good. Rebound picked up quickly by Knox. Knox gets it tipped out. Picked back up by Linville. And back out to Knox, and he'll reset. And go ahead and makes the call. Back over to Linville. Gets Goolsby. Goolsby back down low to Dumas. Guarded by Brooks down low. Fader. And in. So it's 10-3 now.
It's a situation of good defense trumps better offense trumps good defense, because he did everything right defensively. Did Isaiah Brooks, hand in his face, arm straight up. He just able to hit that shot.
And Jones just threw it up there. I think he was trying to pass it back out, and it just slipped out of his hands and it went in. But there are no mistakes, just happy accidents, as it's a quick foul call there on Brooks.
Brooks with the hold, and we've seen the Eagles go to this full court press here early, and this is something they didn't do a ton of last year, so it's going to be interesting to see if this is something that they try to put in this year and use that quite a bit.
I mean, they have the athleticism.
Oh, they absolutely
do. And it's surprising they wouldn't have gotten there sooner. Good defense there from Jones. Pass back inside to Dumas. Back out to Linville for 3. And that one goes in. It is a 13-5 lead now. Faulkner just trying to get any breath of life on offense. Finds Hill in the corner for 3. That one's short, and they're going to call it off.
Foul on the floor, says the referee. No basket. Foul is on number 40 from Huntington, Chase Dumas.
Now checking in the game for Huntington will be Harden.
That is his second foul, so he'll probably have to sit for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a chance trying to risk the third foul as Hines going to go ahead and throw up a jumper. No good. Rebound by Hill.
And in for the Eagles, we failed to mention is number 22, Reagan Edmondson, the 6'3 freshman from Douglas, Alabama, making his first appearance for the Eagles.
And this is a guy that we talked to earlier. Again, he's made a big impression on this coaching staff. So these are probably well-earned minutes as the three quickly now, no good. Rebound by Hill. Hill's shot gets blocked from behind, but it will go out. It'll still be Faulkner possession. So Edmondson had a great look at it early. And now checking in for Huntington. Back in will be number 4, be Sam Page, as it will be Edmondson on the inbound. Hines back out over to Brooks. Brooks is going to drive it. Gets the call. And he'll head to the line to shoot a couple.
Fouls on Tate Goolsby.
So he'll probably go ahead and have a seat as that's his second.
And that was a good, strong move to the basket by Isaiah Brooks, something that we're very familiar in seeing from him in this gym.
Yeah, usually it's on the other side of a dunk.
Yeah, and that poor goal is used to it on that side of the floor anyway.
Yeah, you would think so. And there's a shot from Brooks. That one misses. Rebound be quick here by Gardner. And Huntington going to move quick now. Pass over to Page. Page gets it back out to Linville. Back inside the Harden. Back over to Gardner. And it gets it back over to Linville. Gardner just going to throw one up there on the fader. No good. Rebound by Hill. And Hill's going to push it up the floor. He's got Edmondson in the corner with an advantage, but he gets it over to Derek Murphy, who just checked in for Faulkner. Hill, pass out over to Edmondson in the corner again. Brooks going to drive it again. Shot there, no good, but then Jones comes up with a putback. Elijah Jones, the transfer from Middle Georgia, making a quick impact early. Pass out for 3. That was Page, and he'll make it. 8-point lead now for Huntington. Murphy brings up the floor. Pass over to Brooks, who's going to drive it. His layup, no good. Rebound fought for. Picked up there by Page. Gives it over to Linville for the quick lay-in, and good. And it'll be a quick timeout, 30-second timeout for.
This should turn into the media under 12 media.
Yep, I think that's what they're going to call it, is media. So it'll be a quick media timeout. And we'll take it with them. You are watching Faulkner basketball here on FSN. Welcome back in the Tyne Davis Gymnasium as we get the quick inbound here. From Trace Hill to Murphy. And Murphy bringing it up the floor quickly now. Pass goes over to Garmendia, who's checked in. Garmendia back out the hill for 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound by Edmondson. He's going to try and lay one
and
up. And one for the freshman. How about that for your first points as a Faulkner Eagle?
Great rebound. Good, tough putback by Edmondson. And you're beginning to see just in the little bit he's been on the floor why they like some of the things they've seen from him so far in camp.
Yeah, just his intelligence there definitely was interesting. Now it's
the media.
Now it's the media timeout. But
and we got to fix the shot clock on the other end anyway.
Yeah, the shot clock is messed up again. Well, no, wait, it was unplugged.
Okay, it got unplugged.
It got unplugged. But so far, as we were looking at the stats here again, Faulkner right now shooting 4 of 20 from the floor compared to Huntington's 8 of 13. And then Huntington, of course, 2 of 3 from 3. Faulkner shooting 0 of 9, which is a little out of character because especially with some of these guys like Hines and Hill and Garmendia, especially guys who are usually automatic from there. It's just they're not getting the shots today usually or that they're used to.
And the looks are there. They're just aren't knocking him down yet. You know, whatever it may be. First game jitters, whatever, those shots just aren't falling that typically for so many of these guys fall with good regularity.
And you got to think, like, again, it's early. This is just the first game. It's, you know, you're still trying to get stuff together, again, readjust and focus up as Edmondson finally gets to take his shot. As, again, pretty much a packed house tonight here for opening night. Jones gets the rebound from the miss.
That's at least 4 offensive rebounds for him already in this ball game, and he's got 3 putbacks on him. He's done incredible work there for the Eagles on the glass on the offensive end. He's been really the large part of their offense.
Exactly, especially, you know, you think he's so used to the running fast pace here coming from Middle Georgia, and Scott Mose, you know, just I want to say it's like 30 minutes or 30 seconds or less offense as they get a quick rebound there. Murphy going to bring it up the floor. Murphy looking for Hill. It goes off the foot of number 10. We'll get you that name here in a minute. It's number 10, Miles Murphy. So here comes Hill on the shot, on the drop, the drive, gets it, a late whistle. All right, it ends up being nothing, I guess.
Cuts the lead to 4 now for the Hawks from Huntington. Got a technical.
There's a technical on. They're going to call it on Jones. Elijah Jones gets the or never mind. They're going to call it on Huntington. It's going to be on
a Huntington player.
So it will be Garmendia on the line, shooting the tech 3 throws here.
Hasn't come in on live stats on who they're going to put that one on, or whether it was a technical error, or a book error, or something like that.
And so in comes DeQuan Hawkins again. So Huntington will inbound, goes over to Page. Page gets it over to number 30. It's number 30. Get you that number here, or that name.
Number 30 is Marcus Townsend for Huntington.
Marcus Townsend, all right. So Townsend, they're going to call another, I guess, a foul.
It was a Huntington player went down, and they blew the whistle pretty quick to make sure that he was all right. C.J. Hines checks back in for Daniel Garmendia for the Eagles.
Page guarded by Hines, nothing going there. Pass back out. Page going to try and push it inside. Back out to Gardner in the corner. Thought about it. Didn't want to go for it. A shot there from Hawkins, no good. Rebound. And they're going to call a foul. Nate Johns was on the rebound there in the putback.
That's going to be Jones on the inside on the foul. Crowded him in on the hands up top.
And they're going to call it on Jones, Elijah Jones. That'll be his first. And John's first shot from the line's good. From the line last year, John's was 49% from the line.
And John's the returning leading scorer anyway for this Huntington team.
Yeah, that's the thing we failed to mention. Again, this Huntington team is a very young team. Only one senior amongst a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and a couple of juniors, as Jones gets another shot and gets a foul too, so he'll go to the line with one more. It's 20-16.
Great feed inside from C.J. Hines. We see his court vision on display again there for us as Jones makes a nice cut and is rewarded for it.
So Jones right now with 10 points, leading everybody in that category.
Still a 4-point ball game, 20-16. Here is the Huntington lead.
And here comes Hawkins, pass back up, back over to Hawkins. Hawkins guarded by Murphy. Dangerous pass over to Page, back down low to Johns. Johns thinking about it. Didn't want to go for it and get it back out to Hawkins. Hawkins going to try and drive it. Step back, jumper over Murray. No good. Rebound be picked up by Jones. He'll get it over to Hill, gets it back over to Murphy, and they'll go ahead and push it up the floor. Murphy passes back out to Hill. Hill one-on-one with Page. Back over to Edmondson. Back over inside to Murphy. Murphy thought about it for a minute. He'll get it back out to Hill. Hill will drive it this time. He'll go for the quick layup. No good. Rebound will be picked up there by Johns. Gets it over to Gardner, and he'll slow it down now. Hawkins back over. And they're going to call him who's out. So turnover here. And now Trace Hill will come out, and in will come Isaiah Brooks. So basically, if you're Faulkner, you're just trading in one workhorse for another.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Number 32 checks in for Huntington. That is Jeremy Alton, the 6'5 freshman.
And Edmondson with a three. Cutting the lead down to one. Edmondson had the steal, and they're going to call a push.
Call a hold on, I believe, Edmondson on that end.
So it's a 1-point lead now.
Only 4 team fouls for the Eagles. And Faulkner is in the bonus, so they'll shoot 1 and 1 on their foul when Huntington fouls.
Whoa, and almost had a midair collision there. No good. Gardner going to put it back up. Rebound there by Jones, and he's going to get it over to Murphy. The fast break coming for Faulkner. Murphy's going to try and drive it. Pass it back out to Edmondson, wide open. No good. Rebound by Jones. Back out to Hines. He's dangerous from this range. No good. Rebound there by Johns. And Page will bring it up the floor quick. For Huntington.
Jones already has 8 rebounds in this ball game.
Oh, that is incredible. Jones already has a double-double. We're barely out of the first half. And they called a blocking foul on Brooks. The attempted shot there was by Johns, so Johns will go ahead and shoot a couple at the line.
Isaiah Brooks on the foul, his second, so he'll probably – nope, he's going to stay in.
He'll stay in, so now in will come Garcia and Donegan. So 4 of the 5 starters for Faulkner on the floor. The shot there from Johns, no good. Rebound there. Put back, no good. Donegan tried to get it, now stay on the side of the Hawks.
It's a nice job. I believe it was number 11, Reese Harden, reaching over and just knocking that ball out and on Donegan.
Yeah, got him mixed up there too. Messed up Donegan's grip on it, definitely. Yeah. Hawkins has it, guarded by Murphy. It goes back out. Back over for 3. Johns, and he drains it from the corner. So now we got a 3-point lead for Huntington as Murphy brings it up the floor. Back over to Brooks, over to Donegan, over to Garcia. Garcia over to Hines. Hines getting double teamed. Back over to Murphy. Murphy's going to drive it back out to Hines. Hines going to drive it in himself and gets a quick floater. So call as we have a quick stoppage here. It's 24-21 your score. As they're going to have make him inbound it real quick here. The press still on for Faulkner. As it gets to the Hawkins. Double team now. Pass went out to number 15. I don't have quite a name on that one yet. As Hawkins has it, guarded by Murphy.
15 for Huntington is Wyatt Vess, a 5'11 freshman.
So freshman galore
it is.
For Huntington, as good effort there by Donegan to try and get to it. But his foot was out of bounds, so now Garmendia will come in for Murphy. And Hawkins will come in for the inbound. Hawkins, nice lob up there to Johns, and they're going to call a foul on Donegan. And so Johns will go to the line again.
That was a good call by the ref. Donegan got up underneath him.
So now Johns again shooting two. This is his third time being at the line, or fourth time.
Johns now with 9 points in the ball game.
Looking for 10.
Make it 10 as he drops that free throw in.
So here comes Hines, pushing it quickly up to Garmendia. Garmendia back out to Hines. He'll shoot that one, and that one finally falls for Hines.
C.J. Hines now with 5 points in the ball game.
Hopefully I'll get him started, but Hawkins answers right back with a quick floater. And here comes Hines again on the drive. Back over to Brooks. Brooks with a dunk. Oh, my goodness gracious.
The seas parted. He saw it, and he took advantage of it. And he didn't break the shot clock this time, so we're all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you dunk without breaking the scoreboard. As there'll be a quick time out here, and we'll take it with them. You are watching Eagles basketball here on FSN.
P Automotive is family owned and in the same location since 1985. We strive to be your one-stop shop for all your auto needs. You don't have to spend big money for a nice car. Our prices start at $3,995. We have several lenders and in-house financing available. Visit us online at anpautomotive.com.
Out of timeout here. If you just joined us, you missed Isaiah Brooks picking up right where he left off last year, dropping a spectacular dunk, bringing the score now 28-26. Faulkner again trying to just get their first lead of the game here. As Garmendia gets it back out to Garcia and gets it over to Hines, and Hines will call the set. Hines gets it back over to Hill, who will pull one. No good. Rebound by Donegan.
Foul on Donegan on the push underneath. Working for position.
That'll be his second. Yep, that'll be his second foul. And
7th team foul, so 1-1 now for Huntington. Both teams in the bonus with 5:40 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, again, like, you look at where Faulkner started. I mean, You had an 8-0 run from Huntingdon. You couldn't really do much. Like, you couldn't find any spark, but then, of course, Elijah Jones coming off the bench and just gave you the spark you needed. And now with C.J. Hines hitting the three and getting hot and an Isaiah Brooks dunk, all of a sudden you cut the deficit to within 3.
John's back at the free throw line, hits that one, so give him 11. Now 12 as that one hangs on the rim and decides to go in.
I mean, he might as well just set up camp down there. I mean, he's been there. This is like the 4th or 5th time this half that he's been on the line. As Hines will drive that one, got his pocket pick, but kept alive. Garcia, good job with staying with it there. Garcia back over to Hines. Hines going to drive it up inside for the layup and in.
Great adjustment by Hines, floating in midair, allowing the defender to go back down, adjusting his body to be able to get that shot off. That's a difficult play to make, and it's things that we're beginning to get used to out of that young man.
Yes, sir, as pass goes over to Page. Page guarded by Garmendia. He's looking for Gardner. Gardner gets it pass back out to Austin. Austin pass back out over to Johns. He'll pull up a 3. No good. Rebound fought for and picked up by Donegan. Donegan gets it to Garcia, and they're out and running. Garmendia gets the ball. 3. Tranquilo for Daniel Garmendia, and Faulkner takes the lead. Pass by Huntingdon goes out of bounds, and Faulkner looking to build on this lead early.
Build on this momentum. The crowd is in it. You mentioned it. Great crowd here for this first game of the season. Also homecoming weekend.
Yes.
Women's basketball game here tomorrow. Football Saturday. Volleyball Saturday.
And volleyball tomorrow too. So if I sound like I smoked 10 packs before coming here tomorrow, as Garmendia tries to go for another one, no good. Garcia just going to go ahead and pull one up. No good. Rebound by Hill, and Hines is open. You know what that means, no good. I jinxed him by thinking it at first. As pass goes over to Johns. Johns is going to drive inside on Donegan, no good. Rebound by Donegan himself. He nearly lost it. And Hines will bring it up the floor.
Couldn't decide who to throw the ball to. Hines puts the ball up. Rebound on the floor. Donegan trying to corral it as he's tripped.
As Gardner comes back with a dunk of his own, and Hines he tried, but could not get to it. So now Huntingdon up by 1.
And this is a rivalry, crosstown rivalry that is not played often. Last time that these two teams met, as we've got an offensive foul on the illegal screen. Last time these two teams met was 2019, and it was a 58-56 win for the Eagles that night.
That was, golly, it's so weird. That was my freshman year, and now I'm a senior, and now it's just like, feels like time has just flown by.
That's a foul on Derek Donegan, his 3rd, so he goes to the bench.
I believe Brooks came in for him on that one, as Knox guarded by Hines. Pass goes over to Page. Back over. Garcia guarding well there. Pass goes back out to Page. He's going to try and drive it. Goes off of Brooks. And out. So the inbound will be taken here by Rashawn Knox. Knox finds Page. Gets it back out to Boone. Boone guarded by Garcia. Trying to find something. There's a whistle.
Fouls on Brooks underneath. Again, jockeying for position. They're going to get him with a push. That's 3 on Brooks.
And Brooks is one of those players, again, like we mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast, but Brooks is like a firecracker for this team and is also a workhorse. And that first one on the one-on-one's no good, and rebound goes to Garmendia. Garmendia looking up the floor, doesn't like what he sees, so he'll get it back over to Hill.
Eagle players the only ones realizing it was a 1-on-1 situation.
As Garcia just pulls up and gets his first points as a Faulkner Eagle. With a three-pointer there, bringing it 34-32.
Pressure giving the Hawks a difficult time, have to take a timeout to avoid the turnover. Eagles now have their biggest lead of the ball game, 34-32, with 2:44 remaining here in the first half.
And again, it's like we've been saying, Faulkner finding now the spark on offense that they were looking for earlier, because now you're starting to see some of these guys get hot. You're seeing Hines starting to get a little hot. You see Garmendia obviously getting a little hot too as well.
Well, you're seeing shots that they usually take and make are going in, where in that first 10-minute stretch of the first half of the game here, none of those things were falling for them, and it was pretty ugly as far as the shot making goes. This shot selection was not bad, but they sure were not falling like they would like to see them.
So now back in again on the inbound. Hines and Garmendia.
Good trap over there on the sideline.
Gets it back over to Boone, and they were looking for the 8-second call, but it was blocked by Garcia. Picked back up by Knox, and they're going to call a foul on Jones again.
Foul trouble galore for Eagle big men here in this first half.
Now be his second.
Donegan with 3, Brooks with 3, Jones with 2.
And Knox with his first shot on the charity strike goes in. And you saw the Faulkner bench reacting there. At first they were also reacting to the idea that there should have been a 8-second call in the backcourt because they thought that Huntingdon was taking too long to get back. As Hines will bring it across here. Pass goes over to Hill, back over to Jones, to Garcia. Garcia just going to drive it himself. Was going to pass it back out to Hill. And is it a block?
It's an offensive foul, looks like it is on Garcia.
So now that will be his first. So Elijah Jones already.
That's the second foul on Garcia.
So not only Eagle big men are in trouble with fouls, so are now a guard is now with Garcia's second foul. So the inbound from Page, tipped up by Hill, kept alive, never mind. A quick whistle. But I love the effort from Hill there. As it'll be the inbound again. Gets over to Gardner. He'll find Knox, and Hines will slow him down. And now we'll reset. Pass will go over. Number 20 back out to that is Linville. Pardon me, it's Knox. As Knox going to drive it inside, as shot clock runs out, and rebound by Hill. That one just did not want to go in. Hines looking up court, finds Garcia, and gets the lay-in.
Good job by Hines, keeping his eyes up the court, finding a wide open Garcia there for the easy layup.
It's okay, they both start with a G. As
yes.
Garmendia pokes one out, gets the steal, looks ahead, finds Hines. Hines had trouble corralling it, but finds Garcia wide open. No good. Rebound by Jones.
Number 9 out to Hill.
3. No good. Garcia with the
and one.
And one. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Faulkner, Jonathan Garcia. Just came in like Alex Caruso, grabbing the missed shot from Hill.
It's now 7 points for Garcia. Tied for second on this team with C.J. Hines so far. But an incredible play for Garcia as he makes the effort on the offensive glass and then has the wherewithal to put the ball up, knowing that he has the opportunity of getting the foul call.
So now Aiden Carter checked in for Faulkner now, another freshman, 6'7", from New Orleans, Louisiana, product of Sandy Creek High School. As Hawkins brought up the floor, goes over to Gardner, back over to Hawkins. Hawkins looking for a lane to go through, can't find it. Back over to Gardner. Gardner gets it back over to Linville. Linville's going to drive inside, pass
Good
back
pass.
Over to Johns, and that one goes in.
That was a great feed inside to Johns. He had his man sealed for position. That cuts this lead down to 39-35 now is the lead for the Eagles. About 30 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Hines going to drive from the baseline, pass back out, wide open Edmondson for three, in and out. Rebound picked up by Gardner. The shot clock is off. And back in goes Page. Page falls down. John's going to pull up and gets it. 13 seconds remaining here, and Faulkner probably going to hold here for the last shot.
Johns has been good offensively for Huntington. Double figures now. I believe that's 16 on the ball game.
Hines gets picked by Gardner, and that's going to end the half. Faulkner looked tough at the beginning, but finally brings it back up. It's a 39-37 lead going into the locker room, and David Turner Faulkner, again, slow to start out offensively, but they managed to find their rhythm toward the end.
They did. Incredibly slow offensively to start with. Ended that first half shooting 37% from the field, which is something to circle, but also on the other side for Huntington, they're shooting 50% from the field, 13 of 26, which is something that I know Coach Sanderson and that staff are going to circle, and they're going to jump on big time in that locker room. Rebound battle, 24-21 for advantage Faulkner Eagles, but look at the offensive rebounding numbers. Grayson, 12-4 advantage for the Eagles from Faulkner. That's really what got them back into this game. You saw Elijah Jones come in. He just dominated the offensive glass, got several offensive or easy buckets because of that, and that's really what got this offense going. And once he did some of those, we saw the lid finally begin to come off for the Eagles just a little bit here to get this lead, 39-37. Slim as it is, you're beginning to wonder if they'd have a lead at all here within the first half.
I mean, exactly. It's like, of course you're going to have growing pains. You're still trying to acclimate these new guys into the system. So of course there's going to be some growing pains, and you saw that a little bit at the beginning, but a guy that really just caught fire toward the end there was definitely Jonathan Garcia. You'll see he has 8 points so far, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. But it's not as much as like his effort. Instead of like you look at the stat book, it's the effort, man.
Yeah.
Like the effort is there with this kid.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of effort come off that bench, even though Garcia's not he started this ball game, 18 bench points for the Eagles. Mm-hmm. That's been a big part. Is that guys coming off the bench, they've come in with good energy and ready to go to work. And Daniel Garmendia, one of those guys that you expect that kind of work from here coming into the season. And also for turnover battle, that is advantage Faulkner. 7 turnovers in the first half for Huntington, only 4 for the Eagles, and they've taken advantage of them, getting 9 points off of those turnovers. So that press is beginning to have shown an effect here for the Eagles as they've jumped in it and given Huntington some problems with it here in the first half.
Exactly. The press paying dividends as well. So we'll take a quick break here for the half, and when we come back, we'll have the second half between Faulkner and Huntington. It's been a close one. Do not go anywhere. You're watching Faulkner basketball here on FSN.
Teachers, ministers, and scientists, guiding future business leaders to positively impact our global economy, teaching healthcare professionals to improve patient outcomes, coaching athletes to give their best on and off the field, men and women learning how to succeed wherever their dreams take them. That's Faulkner University. With over 70 undergraduate and graduate degree programs, you'll find your calling, all in a Christian learning environment. Faulkner University. Discover more at faulkner.edu.
Every student athlete has a team, and a team behind that team. There are coaches, trainers, teachers, parents, friends, and each teammate shares the same goal: to provide athletes with the support and skills to succeed while staying healthy and safe. At Relation Insurance, we're proud to be a part of your support team. We provide customizable insurance solutions that can help colleges and universities protect athletes, manage risk, and stay ahead of the game. Go team!
At DoubleTree by Hilton, we believe in nice. Not your okay, fine, just being polite kind of nice, but a genuine nice. The kind that's contagious, that you can't help but take with you. The kind of nice you want to share with others. But don't take our word for it. Come for a stay and help us prove nice travels. Book at DoubleTree.com.
For nearly 40 years, Musco has specialized in the design and manufacture of sports and large area lighting solutions. From neighborhood ball fields to international speedways, Musco is committed to providing cost-effective lighting solutions and services you can rely on. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting, we make it happen.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Get in the game at playnaia.org.
Back in 1958, Big Daddy John Bishop opened Dreamland Barbecue with his signature recipe for sauce and hickory fire grilled ribs. And that legendary taste and recipe have remained unchanged for over half a century. Dreamland now serves everything from ribs to pulled pork and chicken to sausage links and still uses that famous sauce. Come in as customers and leave as family at Dreamland. Ain't nothing like 'em nowhere.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in the field of green, on the winding river, and a song you'll sing. When I wake up, I'll see you here in Montgomery, where dreams come true.
At Nukes, we know that for you, it's all about flavor. You want unique combinations that truly tempt your taste buds. Culinary classics that go to a whole new level. You like being served fresh takes on old favorites. All in a fun, stylish, casual place to be. All we want is to see that smile when you take your very first bite. So come see us at Nukes Eatery.
A&P Automotive is family-owned and in the same location since 1985. We strive to be your one-stop shop for all your auto needs. You don't have to spend big money for a nice car. Our prices start at $3,995. We have several lenders and in-house financing available. Visit us online at anpautomotive.com.
Connections matter now more than ever. At Guardian Credit Union, we live to make connections, to provide hope, to strengthen our communities, to create stronger financial future. These connections happen in our credit union, in serving our communities, and even in the small moments of sharing a bench with a neighbor. Connect to your goals. Connect to your community. Connect with Guardian.
Jump back into action here to start the second half. Huntington basketball here. Tipped out. C.J. Hines controls all the way down, and he puts it up. Great defense, great hustle by the Huntington defender. Makes him miss that layup.
Good job there by Trace Hill trying to get back to it as well. Gardner's going to drive it, pass back out to Page, goes back out to Hawkins. Page, Gardner, that'll be over to Johns, back over to Page. John picks up the loose dribble. He'll just pull one up and gets it in. Faulkner, it's been hard to try and find an answer for Nate Johns, as that is now his 18th point of the game, leading everybody right now. This pass goes over to Garcia. He sees an opening, drives, and gets it in. Jonathan Garcia gets a quick one as he tried to get a quick steal on the other side, but goes out of bounds. Actually, no, never mind. It will stay Faulkner's ball. So he does force the turnover. And Hines will bring it up the floor now for the Eagles. Hines gets it over to Brooks, back over to Hill, back over to Hines again. Hines fakes, goes up inside.
Nice
no good.
take.
Rebound by Johns, gets it over to Page. Page going to bring in the fast break, pass over to Hawkins. And now he'll reset. Good response by Faulkner.
Good job getting back defensively for Faulkner because Huntington had numbers.
Yes, they did. The hustle definitely there for the Eagles tonight as pass goes back out to 11, that is Harden. Harden's going to drive one up. No good. Rebound by Donegan. It'll be
jump ball.
Jump ball goes to the side of the Eagles.
Nope. Going with a foul on number 11 of Huntington, Reese Harden. Got him on the reach.
So got him on the reach. So Hines takes the inbound from Brooks. He'll bring it up the floor. Pass goes over to Hines. Hines getting double teamed there. Finds Garcia wide open in the corner for three. In.
Used every bit of the rim, but manages to knock it home and extend the lead. 46-39. Now a 7-point lead for the Eagles.
Faulkner getting on a run now as Hawkins will drive inside. It'll be guarded by Hines and Brooks, and it'll be stolen by Donegan. Garcia bringing up the floor quickly now for Faulkner. Finds Hines. He'll pull up a three. Gets it.
CJ will use it. Shines. Coming through again as he's gotten his rhythm back here last part of the first half, and it looks like to start here in the second.
And it'll be a quick timeout for Huntington in this second. So Faulkner coming out hot, unlike how it was in the first half. Getting started with some tough shots and also a couple of threes as well, as Jonathan Garcia again, the freshman, making a big impact here in his Faulkner debut. Give him right now, it's 5 of 9, 2 of 5 from deep, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. And it's not to mention the fact 13 points, and then all the stuff that doesn't go on a stat book, just the hustle.
12-2 run to start the second half here for the Eagles. Extends this lead now to 10, 49-43, 17-11 remaining in the ball game.
And you got to think, if you're Huntington, who looks like they just put out a new 5, it looks like. Yeah, they did. They put in a new starting 5 coming out of timeout. So it will be Knox, Linville. Can't quite see from here. I see that is Dumas.
Number 5, you mentioned him, number 5, Austin Linville.
It'll be number 30, Marcus Townsend, is in as well. So whole new group in there for Huntington.
And number 20, Tate Goolsby for Huntington.
A shot quickly here from Linville. No good. Rebound by Garcia again. He's got numbers. Pass over to Brooks. Oh, my goodness.
Great job by the big man running the floor, filling that wing. Garcia keeps his eyes up, finds him in stride. Easy dunk for Isaiah Brooks.
Isaiah Brooks saved the women and children. He gets a big dunk there and a Steal there from Donegan. He sees Garcia way up. He'll pull up. Money! Jonathan Garcia for 3. Extending the Faulkner lead now, 53-39 with 16:23 to go. And they're going to call
illegal screen, believe on number 40 from Huntingdon, Chase Dumas. That is his third foul.
It's the third one for Dumas. Pass goes over to Donegan. Donegan finds Garcia, one to pull up, step back, pull up, good!
Feeling it is Jonathan Garcia.
Somebody get a fire extinguisher. This man is alight and ready to go. Knox brings up the floor, guarded by Hill.
Now 18 points for Garcia on the evening.
Pass goes over to Goolsby. Goolsby inside, shot no good, rebound by Donegan. Finds C.J. Hines. He finds Trace Hill, and he just couldn't get his hands on that one.
Pass a little too high for Trace Hill, rather, by Hines. Just couldn't corral it and make the layup.
So checking in now will be Elijah Jones. Checking in for Derek Donegan.
Jones 1 rebound away from the double-double already.
So these new additions to the team stepping up early with Garcia's big performance as well as Jones's double-double. Back inside the Knox, no good. You're going to call a foul.
Foul on Hill up underneath. Got lulled to sleep a little bit. Nice pass inside.
Right now, Faulkner holding a 17-point lead, largest of the game.
Just Hill's first foul of the ball game.
In a game where Faulkner's been dealing with a lot of foul trouble, especially with mostly the big men, it's good Trace staying out of foul trouble there. And so far, that's Faulkner's first foul of the half so far. So Eagles playing good disciplined basketball here as Hines gets it over to Garcia. Back over to Hill. Hill back over to Garcia for 3. Don't do it. He did it.
21 points for Jonathan Garcia, and the run continues here to start the second half. Incredible run coming out of the locker room for the Eagles here to start this second half.
They must have had some of Michael Jordan's secret stuff as I guess the ball went out, or is there a foul called on Hill? Maybe. Yes, they did call a foul on Hill, so Hill quickly with 2 fouls. And he'll go ahead and have a seat as Edmondson comes in, another freshman.
A 25-3 run to start this second half.
I mean, what else can you say? I mean, and most of it, again, as we mentioned before, Jonathan Garcia just been lighting it up this second half as the inbound goes to Knox. Hines guarding Knox here. He'll dribble it back over. Pass go over to Goolsby. Goolsby guarded by Brooks. Back inside. Lost control of the dribble. Does that stay Faulkner ball? It will.
Turnover by the Hawks.
Over by the Hawks here. C.J. Hines brings up the floor.
It's their 12th turnover of the ball game.
Pass goes over to Brooks. Brooks going to try and drive it. Pass back out to Hines. Hines going to try and drive one. No good. Now he tries it again. Great defense there. Garcia dribbles back over to Edmondson. Edmondson back over to Hines. Hines fakes. He's going to drive inside. No good, and it's tipped in.
Jones with the tip in. Give him the double-double. 12 points now, 10 rebounds for Elijah Jones.
So Faulkner now 61-40 is the lead. Pass goes back over to the slip there. Three-pointer, no good. And rebound goes to Jones. Gets it back out to Hines. Linville was the one on the shot there. Garcia again. Oh, my goodness gracious. 5 of 8, and the bench is loving it. Jonathan Garcia, my goodness, a freshman, 24 points now, 5 of 8 from deep. This pass goes back inside to Dumas. Dumas guarded by Jones. Dumas thought about it for a minute. Linville's going to pull one up. No good. Rebound there from Brooks. Hines finds Garcia. The layup, no good. Edmondson on the putback, though.
That was too close for Garcia there, so he misses the layup, but leaves room for Edmondson to come in and finish him up.
So now 66-40 your score. Knox guarded by Hines. Knox gets it back out to Goolsby. Back out over to Linville.
Lead exploded to 26 points. 66-40 is the Eagle lead. We're going to have a foul over the back on the rebound attempt by the Huntington player. The foul is on number 5, Austin Lineville.
So Lineville with the foul. He'll come out. And another big group of subs here for Huntington. Number 10, Murphy comes in. Derek Murphy coming in for Faulkner. Number 14, Caleb Boone checking in, as well as number 32, Jeremy Alton.
This Huntington team scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's back over to Brooks, over to Garmendia. Garmendia working, he's going to try to work his way inside. Back out to Edmondson for 3. Rolls off the rim, rebound there by Johns.
Could not extend this run.
Zay now to drive inside for Murphy. Shot there, no good. Rebound picked up. Anybody gets picked up by Edmondson. Edmondson going to drive it back out to Garmendia. Thought about it. He's going to drive inside.
Good pass inside.
To Jones. Couldn't get it through. The deep pass over there. Isaiah Brooks was ready for it. Brooks back inside to Jones and gets the quick shot.
It's a good unselfish play by Isaiah Brooks. He could have taken that shot had he wanted to, but it gives him the easy pass inside for Jones, and we get the flop warning on Huntington on the play. So put it in the book.
Put him in the book, yep.
You've been warned of your flopping. We'll have none of it.
Yeah, we'll have no flopping, none of this here. And I guess, wait a minute, we're having it'll be technical free throws here. Everyone thought it was a timeout. Now it's going to be the
timeout.
Now it's going to be the under 12 media timeout, and we will take it with them. You're watching Faulkner basketball here on FSN.
I don't know if there's anything I like better than good barbecue. Full Moon has the best barbecue and best smoked wings in town, and those onion rings are out of this world. Go by after the game and use your ticket for a buy one get one free barbecue sandwich. Say hi to Chris in person at 7660 East Chase Parkway or give him a call at 334-676-5999.
Welcome back to Tyne Davis Gymnasium here as Garmendia shoots a technical free throw. And it's good. So now Faulkner, as we were talking about during the break, 31-8 run to start the half. I mean, what can you say?
It actually extends back into the end of the first half, but still.
End of the first half.
It's an incredible run for this team who started out shooting almost as bad as you possibly could to start this ball game. Foul on that end of the floor on Edmondson.
So Edmondson on the foul there. It'll be his second and team third. So it'll be number 15 for Huntington on the Free throw attempt.
Number 2 for the Eagles, Aiden Carter, has checked back in for them as Isaiah Brooks has checked out.
And Wyatt Vest was the one that took the shot. That one wasn't good. As now Derek Murphy pass over to Edmondson. Looking for Carter, but nice steal there from Boone. Boone's going to push it up the court. Now back out. Over. Three-pointer, no good. Shot was there by Linville. Finds a wide-open Jones. You know what's about to come over here. Another dunk.
Jones does a nice job getting out in front of the defense, and a great pass up ahead from Carter, finding the fellow big man running the floor.
You don't see that a whole lot, especially with, it's rare to find big men especially with not just great court vision, but also great passing ability too. And you saw that with Carter there. It's an inside drive there by Miles Murphy, good.
And to get a little bit more into this run, the last field goal, now they've had a free throw, but the last field goal for Huntingdon was at the 19:07 mark in the second half. We're now at 11 minutes exactly to go in the ball game.
And that's a credit to the defense there by Faulkner. Shot there, good. That was Alton on the layup there as Murphy brings up the floor.
71-43 is the Eagle lead.
And Murphy guarded here by Vess. Back over to Garminia, over to Jones, back out, over to Edmondson. Finds Aiden, nothing going there. Derek Murphy on the lay-in, good. Derek Murphy just kind of shot out of a cannon.
Just good effort on his part, chasing down that loose ball and getting back up for an easy bucket.
A wide open Vest for three, no good. Rebound be picked up by Johns, back out to Boone for three, and finds it.
Boone knocks the shot down, gives the Huntingdon a desperately needed field goal. 73-46 is the Eagle lead. Timeout is called, full timeout.
Full timeout here for Huntingdon, and again, I mean, let's take time here to talk about again. We talked about at the beginning of the broadcast again about the starters, who all was going to come back and who all was going to bring, contribute a lot to this team this year. But so far tonight, it's been the new blood, and Elijah Jones and Jonathan Garcia.
It has in a lot of ways, especially some of the things that they've done. Elijah Jones, 16 points, 13 rebounds. Jonathan Garcia, 24 points, 4 assists, a block, a couple of steals thrown in there. Played incredibly well. And this point in time right now is going to be critical for Scott Sanderson and the staff to get a look at some of these younger guys. Who can I put in a game? Who can I trust as we move into some pretty pivotal games early on in this season? We're just, a couple of weeks away from getting into some key conference games against Stillman and Talladega. Both of them are on the road, are they not?
Talladega will be at home.
Talladega's here, okay.
Talladega will be at home, of course, the national runner-up to Loyola, and then, of course, Stillman, who's always just been a tough contest for these guys.
Yeah, how do you like that in your conference, knowing that you've got the defending national champion, the reigning defending undisputed national champion, and, the team that they played for the championship in Talladega, who's pretty good program as well.
Derek Murphy's three goes off. Rebound there. Boone bringing it up the floor. Back over to Johns. He'll drive it.
Nice move by Johns, up and under.
Move there, up and underneath. And so that'll be first points there as Huntingdon trying to climb the mountain here. Pass goes over to Murphy. Murphy takes a screen from Jones as he'll be a quick foul. That'll be on Johns. Almost clothesline Murphy there. trying to get back into position.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. Trying to find his way back defensively and just caught him in the face.
So now it'll be an inbound. It'll be Garmindia. Garminia on the inbound, finds Murphy. Murphy pass over to Gardner, trying to find a shot, no good. Garminia fakes 3, rolls in. Daniel Garmendia for 3.
7 points now for Garmendia. Got a double dribble on that end, so another turnover for the Hawks.
And now in comes Mike Murphy for Daniel Garmendia. And Murphy, another player that has impressed in camp as well for this Faulkner coaching staff. Was on the team last year, wasn't really able to play, and now be interesting to see what he'll bring to the table too. He can continue the trend of debuting Eagles tonight.
The block on the floor, number 32, Jeremy Alton. That'll send Elijah Jones to the free throw line. 0 for 1 from there on the evening.
Jones finally gets one to go in. Jones right now 17 points, 13 rebounds for the big man from not too far away in Millbrook, Alabama. Shot there, that goes off the front of the rim. Rebound will be by Alton. Up the floor comes Vess. Vess trying to get by Murray. Great defense there. Murray gets the quick steal. Great defense there for Murray. Finds Edmondson. Shot good. They bring the score now 79-48 with 8:41 to go. Let's get the quick inbound here to Vess. And Huntington just trying to get a quick basket and a stop to at least get a run going. And as Boone tries to go up, and Murray there again on the defensive end as Murphy brings it up the floor. Slows it down, gets it over to Murray. Murray with the shot, no good. Rebound there will be to Vess. Vess bringing up the floor quickly now. Vess over to Johns, pull up for 3. Off the mark, rebound by Murphy. Murphy passed out to Carter, back inside the Jones.
And just missed the and one opportunity.
But he will get a shot, get 2 shots at the charity strike tonight.
Second half here for Huntington been a completely different story. Shot 50% in the first half. Second half shooting 25%. 1 of 9 from 3. Struggles all the way around for them here with this relentless Eagle defense really here in the second half.
It's just been an onslaught of offenses. Now we have a quick line change here as I believe that's all the starters for Huntington coming back into the game. So Jones here.
You are correct, sir. It is Hawkins, Gardner, Johns, Page, and Harden back in now for the Hawks.
There's the rebound. Derek Murphy for 3. No good. Rebound by Edmondson. Keeps it alive. Jones put back.
Somehow manages to kick it to Jones before he hits the ground. And Jones goes back up for the layup. Give him 20 now on the night to go along with 13 rebounds.
Pass goes over to Gardner. Gardner guarded by Murray. Down on the low post. Pass back out to Hawkins for 3. That one rolls in. Now it'll be 82-51 with 7:30 left in the game as Derek Murphy brings it up the floor for Faulkner. Murphy back out to Murray. Murray
Good
back
pass.
inside the Jones. Can't find its way in. Jones with the rebound again and gets the shot in. Elijah Jones.
He's just padding the rebounding stats at this point.
He's like, I want to boost those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. Pass goes over to Johns, back over to Gardner. Side driving there by Page. Blocked from behind by Carter. Picked up by Page. Page looking for Gardner again. Stolen there. Murphy going to go for the quick lay-in and good. Derek Murphy extending the lead for the Eagles. He's now to have a couple of Faulkner subs waiting in the wings as dribbled around a little bit by Johns. Pass back out to Page. Page guarded by Murray, one-on-one. Page step back jumper goes in. 86-54 54, pardon me. As Murphy will bring it up the floor quick. Gets the call from Coach Scott Sanderson. Pass goes over to Murray. Back over to Edmondson. Gets the screen from Jones. Pass back out to Murphy. Finds Carter. Carter fakes. Decides to go with the jumper. No good. Gets his own miss. Put back and good. And Carter going to go to the line for an and one opportunity.
Good hustle by Carter. One of those insult to injury things for the Huntington defender. As Max Gardner there defending, he falls down on the play, gets the foul on the floor, and now we have an Eagle to the free throw line and a timeout on the floor.
And that'll be the under 6 media timeout, and we will take it with them. You are watching Faulkner basketball here on FSN.
Connections matter now more than ever. At Guardian Credit Union, we live to make connections, to provide hope, to strengthen our communities, to create stronger financial future. These connections happen in our credit union, in serving our communities, and even in the small moments of sharing a bench with a neighbor. Connect to your goals. Connect to your community. Connect with Guardian.
And welcome back into Tyne Davis Gymnasium here on the campus of Faulkner University. As we continue this matchup here between Faulkner and Huntington. And here is Aiden Carter at the free throw line. First for the ample opportunity, no good. Rebound there by Gardner. And he's going to get the foul call.
That's called a nice sell for Gardner on that one for those watching. There was a reach, but it probably would have been a no call had he not reacted the way that he did.
Exactly, and also on the side of Faulkner, we had a couple of subs in there now. Is it going to be number 25, TJ Williams, checking in, sophomore, transferring in from Shelton State Community College. And then also Christian Zitney will check in as well, as that shot goes in for Huntington. And Murphy bringing it up the floor now. Murphy so far with 4 points, rebound. Williams goes over to Zitney. Zitney thinking of driving it. Didn't like what he saw. Pass over to Murray. Oh, my goodness. The foul will go on Gardner. I don't think the basket will count. But
basket won't count. Foul was before that ever even started. But as it sits, we've got a couple of free throws coming now for Mike Murray.
I think you should just give him on principle. I mean, the shot from Murray to 1-on-1, no good. Williams on the rebound, and he gets his first points as a Faulkner Eagle. So it's a 90-56 lead with about 5 minutes left to go. Goonsby checked into the game, drived inside, will get called for Christian Zitney will get called for the foul. And Goonsby will go to the line to shoot 2 for Huntington. First one, go off the back iron, as now we'll have another check in for Faulkner. Will be number 20, RJ Comer. Also, another transfer from the freshman transfer from Bishop State Community College, as that one gets made. As Mike Murray brings up the floor, he'll be guarded by Gardner. Pass goes over to Comer, back over to Carter. Back over to Zitney. Zitney trying to go for the layup, no good, and there'll be a foul called there. And that'll be Zitney was the one fouled.
Good strong take by Zitney, and this is what you want to see if you're this coaching staff. These young guys getting the opportunity to play, and they're coming in with energy, and they're trying to make that impression and play within the offense, but they're also trying to make some of those plays. They kind of say, okay, I can put this guy in some critical situations, get him some minutes, and allow him to go.
And that was a struggle for Faulkner last year, was bench depth. It was like, especially with all the injuries, there was one point where if you're Scott Sanderson, you're looking down your bench to give your starters a rest, and you see maybe one or two guys who you could really trust, and then other than that, it's like, do I really want to try and put this guy in this tough situation? And you're starting to see that was a big part of what they were doing in recruiting. You can see the shot there from Goonsby good.
Nice job by him just pushing the effort there, getting the defender on his heels and just taking advantage of it. Murray down in the corner.
Comer, the shot. But no good, but it wasn't going to count anyway as they called him for
the charge on the push-off.
So I'm pretty sure every Eagle has played for Faulkner so far as the pass goes to Goonsby. Goonsby takes the screen off the screen from Johns, goes for the layup. Foul called there on Carter. And as I say, I thought every Eagle had played. Trey Williams getting ready to check into the game. And he'll come following this first shot here from Goonsby. Shot goes off the back iron, and then comes Trey Williams. He'll come in for Murray. And Williams didn't play a whole lot last year. Some of it was due to injury. The shot is good. Here as Williams will get the ball, and he'll drive down the court here. He'll be guarded by Gardner. He'll give it over to Comer. Back over to Carter. Back over to Zitney. Over to Williams. Back over to Comer again. Comer liked the idea of trying to find Williams, but it gets stolen. Johns will bring it up. Pass back over to Page. Back over to Gardner. Gardner guarded by Williams, who just gave him a big old hug to stop him from getting the easy layup.
Yeah, don't let him get an easy one. At least make him work it, earn it at the free throw line. Gardner had a pretty solid game here for the Hawks. 6 points, 5 rebounds, a couple of assists in 23 minutes of play.
So that first one goes in. Make that 7 now for him. So now subbing in for Huntington be number 40, Chase Dumas, and number 10, Miles Murphy. So 92-61 shot there. Good. So it's a 30-point lead for Faulkner as Carter inbounds it to Trey Williams. Williams gets back over to Carter, back over to Comer, back over to Zitney. Zitney going to try and dribble inside, gets it inside to Carter.
Nice pass. Good job by Zitney being able to recover that ball. It was almost knocked away from him.
It was just about knocked away from him. It was good focus by him to get it back as a shot there from Miles Murphy is good. Williams tried to pass it out to Comer, but that one was tipped out by Goonsby. As everybody on the Faulkner bench put their hands up to stop him getting hit in the head. As Goonsby gets subbed out. And in will come is number 1 as Carter pulls up for 3, no good. And it was TJ Williams try to get the rebound, but goes out, so it will be Huntington possession. Pass goes out over to Miles Murphy. Murphy going to drive it. And it'll be a foul called. It'll be on, I'm going to say Williams.
Got your pick. They're going to put Carter with the foul up underneath.
So it will be Miles Murphy going to the line shooting for 2.
Not what you really want at this point. You just want to see those minutes and seconds come off the clock for the Eagles. Get this one in the books. Murphy missed the first one.
And Mike Murray checks in. There's too many M sounding
There are a ton of them, and they're all on the floor, feels like right now.
There's Mike Murray, Miles Murray.
And they're all Murray and Murphy.
Murphy. Just I don't even know what to say at that point. As have a quick stoppage here.
Half-court pressure now, looks like from Huntington. See if they can get any kind of turnover.
Williams layup, no good. Williams on the putback, no good. Williams just fighting for it. Nothing doing, and now here comes Gardner on the break. Pass goes over to Hawkins. Hawkins back over to Johns. Johns going to drive it inside. Blocked by Aiden Carter with both hands.
Carter just comes from the weak side, absolutely obliterates any opportunity you have at that shot. Says, no, you will not have this, and we will go the other way. Thank you very much.
I am the goal. Try and move me. As Huntington brings it up the floor now. Miles Murphy pulling up for three. No good. Rebound. Fought for, picked up there by Comer, or not Comer, that would be Mike Murray. Pass goes over to Carter, over to Williams, and dunks it. And I think that'll just be your exclamation point.
30-point game, 2 minutes in the ball game. Foul on the other end. That's going to be on Carter. Arms straight up in the
air. That's his fourth. So Huntington will go to the line. It will be Page. Sam Page will head to the line now. Page with 6 points, 2 of 2 from deep, 4 rebounds and an assist to his name. So that one will rattle in. Checking into the game now for Huntington will be Dumas, and I believe Goonsby did check back in. As that one goes in, 96-68. It's your score.
Give Page 8 points here on the night. 8 points, 4 rebounds.
Pass. Comer was looking for Carter. I don't think Carter's paying attention. Murray's just going to drive it in himself and gets it laid up and in.
Murray walks out. Nobody comes out on him to defend once he picks up the loose ball, and he just goes straight to the basket, almost undeterred.
They brought in every bit of that 6'1" frame into the lane as Gardner bows his way in for a quick layup as we hit a minute 30.
Put him in double figures now on the night. A good strong take for Gardner.
As Williams gets it nearly stolen from Hawkins, kept alive, it'll be tangled up. They're going to call it. What are they going to call here? They're going to call it. It's a jump ball. You can call it Faulkner possession. Carter will inbound it here. It gets it over to Williams. Faulkner tries to run out the rest of this clock, and there'll be a quick foul on Hawkins.
Minute 15 remaining in this one. All but wrapped up in the final score here.
Trey Williams will go to the line. I don't believe that he's gotten his first points yet as a Faulkner Eagle. He's got an opportunity to get him here. First one off the front of the rim. So Faulkner,
just after all the struggles of the first half shooting the basketball, as that free throw is up and good, a completely different story here for the Eagles in the second half. Shooting 58% from the floor, 60% from three. Just 59 points in the second half, just all over Huntington from the jump here as we resume the second half.
It's a minute 2 left, 99-70 your score. He's now checking back into the game is number 3, Nate Johns, for Huntington.
Johns had a really good night for this Huntington team. 20 points, 12 rebounds, a couple of assists for him.
Hawkins' shot was no good, but it'll be a foul call on, I believe, TJ Williams. That'll be his first. Hawkins will head to the line now, shooting 2. As Faulkner, you look ahead. If you're Faulkner, you know, you don't play for a week. You play in the Jimmy Faulkner Classic, and your games be against Freed Hardeman and Oakwood. And you got to think those are good games to, you know, work out some kinks and get the tune-up before facing those, again, right out of the gate. 2 tough conference challenges. And then you have Battle at the Beach later on as Williams gets the shot. That is TJ Williams, I might add. And it is 101-72.
And that shot is up and good for Johns. Give him 22. And those games will be, first one will be Freed Hardeman on the 4th of November, right here in Tyne Davis.
Well, it won't be at 7 o'clock, and then the one after that, Oakwood, will be in November 5th, 7 o'clock again, prime time. As Gardner's floater, no good. Rebound by Williams, and I think
that'll do it.
Yep, that'll be it. So Faulkner beginning the 2022-2023 campaign with a big win here against Huntington, winning 101-74. Give all the credit in the world to this team, who started out slow but picked it up, especially in the second half toward the end. As there's confetti on the floor now.
That'll be fun to clean up.
Yeah, that'll be fun to clean up. Hope someone's got a broom.
But you start looking at some of these numbers here for the Eagles in this ball game. 24 points for Jonathan Garcia in his Eagle debut. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, a couple of steals in 22 minutes of play. 5 of 8 from 3 for Garcia. 22 points for Elijah Jones. 22 points, 14 rebounds for him in 22 minutes of play. Both new additions for this team. Then you start looking at some of the regulars. C.J. Hines, 10 points for him, 5 assists, couple of rebounds, and a couple of steals for him on the defensive end of the floor. 9 points for Edmondson coming off the bench for the Eagles, and 5 rebounds for him. He had a nice debut for this team. All-around effort in a lot of ways, but it was the start of the second half for this team that really looks at it. You look at the numbers, 51-34 is the rebounding advantage for the Eagles at the end of this game. It was 24-21 at halftime. That lets you know exactly how the Eagles came out and just put their foot down here in the second half. Only 13 rebounds in the second half for Huntington. It's an incredible number for them. 24 offensive rebounds for the Eagles. 20 assists in this ball game on 41 made baskets. So a nice job moving the ball around for the Eagles here tonight. And so many other things that you could circle. 58 points in the paint. They won that 58-22. Second chance points 23-10. All Faulkner, really, when you look at about the 5-minute mark in the remaining in the first half on here tonight.
And again, I mean, you also look at, you know, we had the question marks, you know, how good was the bench depth going to be, you know, and also you thought about, the thing you would think this team would work on a lot is going after taller guys, trying to get some more height down there on the block, and you saw it tonight, how big of a difference it was looking into guys who can get down on the low block, go for those rebounds, get those crucial paint points, which, yeah, you can shoot it from 3 all you want to, but of course, the real battle is always going to be in the trenches, in the paint.
And of course, we can't overreact. This is one game to begin a season. Let's just throw that out there. One game to begin a season. But we'll see if some of these trends can stay. we know Elijah Jones. We've seen him in Middle Georgia. We know the kind of program that he's coming out of with Scott Mose, that head coach.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's going to be fundamentally sound. We know he's going to know how to work. Can he translate into Scott Sanderson's defensive scheme? Because as a big man, he asks a lot out of you to be able to move and get there and do a lot of the talking and all for this defense. So he's going to be a critical asset for them, I think, moving forward if he can continue to play and respond in a manner and close to what he was tonight.
Exactly. Of course, again, you look ahead, Faulkner's, of course, playing against Freed Hartman and Oakwood, as I said, then comes the challenges. You play you play on the road at Stillman, your first true road test. Then you come back home, play Talladega, and then you get into the Battle of the Beach where you're playing against Louisiana LSUS, Mid-America Christian, and Missouri Baptist, all of which are either ranked or receiving votes.
And back-to-back-to-back days.
Yeah, exactly. So this team definitely going to face its challenges, but again, they had a good game tonight. Like you said, it's early in the season, and we'll see if they can keep this momentum going. So, of course, this is, again, homecoming weekend as well. Tomorrow, the Lady Eagles will have their big opening game tomorrow against Truett McConnell. We'll both be on the call for that one.
At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so take off work if you have to and listen to us or not, whatever.
Yeah, you listen to us if you want. It can be like a podcast or something if you're just traveling or anything else like that.
Or just do what my wife does and hit the mute button and go on with life.
Yeah, my girlfriend does the exact same thing too. Anyway, but as we sign off here, we will see y'all tomorrow, of course. See y'all, of course, Faulkner, Lady Eagles playing at 1. Then later on in the day, volleyball will be playing as well. And for David Turner, I'm Grayson Plunkett. And from all of us here at FSN, all of you have a good night. God bless and go Eagles.